If you're tired of the same old Reese bass, here are 10 ways to make your Reese sound more exciting in 2026. And some of these techniques use features from the new 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗡 update. Comment down below and let me know which track has the nastiest Reese bass of all time. I might try to remake it in a future video. Alright, so here's the old way of making the Reese bass. So I have two sawtooth waveforms. Bring the stereo width down to 0. Adjust the detune. You hear that rhythmic pulsing sound? Now you may want to sync that to beat. So here's the new way to do it. And I learned this from 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗡, so shouts out to him and follow him down in the links below. Because I learned some sound design tricks that I didn't even think were humanly possible. So here's the new way to do it. We have two sawtooth waveforms. Set the randomization to 0. Now we're going to use LFO1, make it this shape, turn it 1 bar, and then using LFO1, modulate the phase of each oscillator. Now invert the modulation amount of oscillator B. Now you have this. Now we're going to go into the main menu, click on resample to oscillator C. And now oscillator C will have this wavetable shape based on what we did. Now modulate the wavetable position with LFO1. And now you have a repeating Reese sound. Make sure also to set the randomization to 0 for this one. Now this will only sound good with 2 layers of distortion. So add a distortion. Add another one. And we're going to use overdrive just like 𝗙𝗪𝗡. Add another filter. And also I learned this trick from him. This is really cool using band reject. Increasing the width and resonance and adjusting the mix. You can get this really nasal sounding Reese. I like to take it a little bit further by using a phaser filter. I like using anything with the negative amounts. And that's sounding nice. And from here, when you create your bass line, you can modulate the rate. Or you can use note modulation here. And then higher keys will trigger a faster rate. Alright, here's a bass line. And for vibes, let's add a beat on top. Ooh, I love the 90s vibe on that break. These are breaks on the upcoming 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗡 Volume 2 sample pack. Just count down to the links below. Let's hear it together. Now the sub-bass frequencies of the Reese are also pulsing. And I like that. However, since this is now in the oscillator, you can now edit the fundamental and harmonics. And we can click on all here and remove fundamental. Now remove that sub-bass frequency. Now we can have a dedicated sub-oscillator. Just adjust the level. Although I like how the sub-bass pulses without removing the fundamental, but just another option for you guys to mess with. By the way, you can download the preset and samples in today's video for free down in the links below. If you're bored of sawtooth Reese basses, just use different wavetables. So here I have 2 completely different wavetables, dull, toy, and cream. Now detune them using the fine tune. Now here's a better way to detune if you have 2 oscillators. Just map the tuning to a macro. Just make it unipolar mode and set oscillator B to a negative amount. Now you can use the macro to detune the 2 oscillators. Now this will sound nastier when you increase the drive on filter 1. Then you can add tons of processing. For some reason, I love the phaser filter. Somehow it makes it sound more nasal. Let's really compress it. Sometimes you gotta sculpt out some of those box frequencies from the Reese. This is gonna sound much better. You're just getting rid of that hollow frequency, which is around 244 hertz. Anywhere from 200 to 400, I say. Add a bit of chorus and reverb. And that's hella nasty. And by the way, this preset was actually originally made for my gnarly Volume 2 sample pack. Tons more cool Serum presets in there. And by the way, you can also do the AU5 trick with different wavetables. Just use the LFO to modulate the phase of both oscillators with the modulation inverted for oscillator B. And then resample it to oscillator C. And now you can sync that pulsing to beat and make nasty bass like this. Let's try the same trick with some of Serum 2's wavetables. That's pretty gnarly. Here's another one. You can get some really interesting timbres using different wavetables. You might want to try splitting your bass into its low and high frequencies using the splitter right direct in Serum. Now this works better after all the main processing. So put the splitter after the main effects. For example, you might want to add compression to the high end. And use the crossover frequency here to determine all the frequencies above it that get processed. Then you can have a more present mid bass without affecting the low end. Serum 2 now comes with 2 effects buses. So now you have creative routing for effects. So under the setting here, you can set the oscillator to send not only to the main effects, but to bus 1 and 2. So you can almost have 3 layers of the same Reese. So I can go send it to bus 1, and under bus 1's effect, I have a completely different chain of effects. With some equalizing to take off the bottom end, some more distortion, and this format filter. So now by dialing in the bus amount, I can get a readier Reese. So experiment with different effects chains on the buses. You can get some really interesting top layers on top of the main Reese. Live 12.4 has some new updates to various effects, notably the erosion effect. Erosion is a great way to add grittiness to your Reese bass. Essentially what it's doing is it's adding noise onto the layer. Makes it sound really gritty. With the new update, you can blend between a sine wave and a noise. You can add stereo depth. And that sounds super gritty. On the update for the chorus effect, there's also some really cool but minor updates to the chorus effect, which makes it sound a lot better. There's now this time function where you can edit the delay of the chorus. Adding a chorus is a nice way to thicken up that Reese. That sounding super dirty. There's also an update on the delay effect with some additional parameters for the LFO modulation. You can modulate the delay time as well as the filter to an LFO. Let's sync the LFO to beat. Let's modulate the filter of the delay and then sync it to beat. Super funky. I love using Roar for its multi-band saturation, where you can split the bass into 3 layers. You can apply a different shape for each band, not to mention adjusting the mix of each band. Before, after. That sounded real gritty now. Let's hear it with the beat. Now this video is about making the Reese in 2026, but we could bring it back to 1998 styles by resampling the bass. So I love the new bounce to new track, bounces that section to a new bass here. And now you can pull that audio recording into a sampler for a more sampled loop vibe. And here's the result. Almost reminds me of some old Chase and Status Reese tunes. Hope you enjoyed watching my tips on creating a Reese bass in 2026. Remember to use these tricks as a guideline and try to explore the different parameters and the different routings of each effect. You might get some interesting results. My name is 𝗙𝗪𝗟, music producer of over 25 years with releases on Metalheadz, Hospital Records, and Critical Music. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to support the channel directly, check out deviantaudio.com for sample packs, preset packs, and Ableton kits to help you along your journey. Find it down in the links below. Alright, thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay creative and peace out.